Well, well, well. I see they gave me a cell with a view. Right across from the one like enough to be tasked with relieving my shoulders of my head. I don't think you quite grasps the honor you've been awarded. You are the one who's been chosen to finally put an end to the infamous Phantom. To defeat the god of all tricksters, who has tormented the capital for so long. But darling, you don't seem like a killer. Despite the robes that conceal the shape of your body and the masks that hide your face, I can tell you're quite young for an executioner. The way you're sharpening your blade, in all honesty, I don't mind it. I've always had a thing for sharp objects near my throat. I'm aware you're attempting to intimidate me, but your movements are elegant, graceful even. They aren't those of a brute who's been handing people to earn a living for years. You remind me of a dancer. I bet if it took those heavy leather gloves off your hands, I'd be met with soft palms and gentle, dainty fingers. No matter what you may look like beneath all this cloth, it ought to be breathtaking. If we have met under different circumstances, I would have been able to take you out for a nice drink, something to take your mind off the harsh reality of your profession. Or perhaps there's still a chance to do so, to take a rest, unwind, have a little fun. It's a shame I have to spend my last few nights behind these iron bars, or a cold stone floor. I'm sure you too can think of a better way to spend the evening than with this half-hearted attempt at psychological torture. What do you say? Will you escort me to the tavern? It's my treat. You can bring the shackles and blades if it makes you more comfortable. I'm sure they could be of use later on. Though, we may disagree on who carries which. What? No reaction? Is this really how you choose to treat a handsome stranger who offers to take you out? Fine. Perhaps you're looking forward to my execution. Do you enjoy the rush of power? Standing tall while I'm forced to kneel, presenting my neck to you? Being in control of what happens to my life? deciding the very second I draw my last breath. Or maybe you think of yourself as a savior, a hero, someone who brings justice to the sinners, who brings a sudden and permanent end to the scum of the kingdom. Of course, in the end, none of the praise will be afforded to you. As always, the king will be the one receiving thanks. He'll bath in the cheer, the crowd will applaud him, and they'll enjoy the favor of all the royals I have plagued. He'll be the one to reap the benefits, even though it was his knights who were brave and cunning enough to catch me, and it is you who will hand me. If you get that far, that is. I can tell you're having doubts. After all, hasn't the Phantom escaped every dungeon, every jail he's ever set foot in? Hasn't he vanished from the scuffle each time? Fled the scene while the headsman was already swinging the axe? Why would you do any better? Who says you will be the one to finally execute my sentence? Many have tried. All have failed. Is it really worth the embarrassment to try? It is not too late to quit this job after all. No matter the improvements to the cells, the precautions taken by the guards, I'll always find a way to make it out alive. Trust my words. After all, my head is still firmly attached to my neck, is it not? They don't call me a phantom without reason. I've earned this name. I can act faster than you can comprehend. Move out of sight in a matter of moments. And when I do ultimately escape, who will they blame? Will they blame the workers who built the cell? The guards who so poorly bound my hands before leading me to the scaffold? No. They will blame you. After all, you were standing right next to me, axe in hand. If you hadn't hesitated, you could have done it. You could have finished what you started, but you failed. You ruined it. It was you who let him get away once again. That's what they'll say. And before you know it, the roles will be reversed. It will be you kneeling over a wooden block, awaiting what's to come. These seconds will feel like hours while the aura of imminent death lingers in the air around you, making it too thick to even breathe in. And then, a glass of wine, a sharp pain, at least you won't have to suffer for long. What a shame it'd be, though. A waste of life that just barely started. Any life of this kingdom is a waste one. Would you believe me if I told you I have broken into the treasury? You can't possibly fathom the extent of his possession. Reaches beyond imagination. The king is drawing in shimmering gems, extravagant jewelry, shining goblets, the finest silk, exotic spices, and expensive dyes. And yet, we common folk need to suffer. Our elders are freezing, our children are starving, our people are at war, and those who stay behind are worked to the bone. To all this, the king turns a blind eye. He despises us. He doesn't waste a single thought on our needs. We're nothing more than tools to him, a means to an end. Is this really who you want to be serving? What so-called justice you want to carry out? Think about it. We're on the same side, really. You may see me and my allies as the scum of this city, as nothing but street rats. But have you ever considered who's the real criminal? He's taking brothers from me, cousins, friends. I'm sure you know, just as well as I, how it feels to arrive home to a sobbing mother to find they took away your siblings. They're ruthless. You know it too. I was 10. 10! I was 10! I was a child when the knights took away my father. When they forced him to join the army to fight in this futile war that brings nothing but pain and suffering and death. And I had barely become a man when the knights killed my brother. They murdered him in cold blood. When he refused to follow my father's footsteps that led straight into the abyss. The day I swore to bring the king to his knees. One day I'll hold the scepter. I'll make sure no child will ever again have to suffer the way I did. Never again will any child go to bed hungry, see their family die, be sent off to war. Not if I can help it. But I can't done this. I can't do this to myself. By myself. There's hundreds of knights, and even more poor bastards who are still loyal to the crown, out of fear or pure idiocy. They don't see that we need to unite, that we need to stick together to change everyone's life for the better. To save our parents, our siblings, our children. You can join me. You can be part of a revolution. Follow my lead, and you can bring true justice to the people of his kingdom. You can liberate them, instead of handing them, one head at a time. What do you say? Are you ready for a greater purpose? Come on! Say something! Anything! Anything! By the gods above, you're a tough one. Bring me to my wit's end. I've tried to rile you up against your king. I tried to scare you with the notion of looming death to charm you, and yet none of my attempts have shown any effect. Not a word out of your mouth. Not a twitch of your hand. Not once did you stop your work to listen to me or to reprimand me. Not even a scoff. By now, I'm unsure whether you're even able to hear me or speak my language. At this point, I can be honest with you, show a little vulnerability. It doesn't matter anyway. Either you won't understand my words, or you're as unaffected by them as the rocks that make you up these walls. One way or the other, I'll be dead within the week. In truth, there is no way I can escape this time. I've exhausted my options before you even set foot in here today. Otherwise, I'd be long gone. This dungeon has been so heavily reinforced, all my usual methods have been taken into consideration. No chance. And even if I were able to leave this cell, the king has made sure to station many more guards than last time I was staying here. As soon as I step foot onto the hallway, I'll be seen by what feels like 1,000 eyes. All there is to achieve is a quicker death that I prefer. Thought I'd take the duty off to your shoulders. Look, just hear me out. This just can't be the end. I can't die like this. There's things that I still need to do for our people, and I know you can see it too. Even if you don't want to risk your own life by helping me, you could at least drop a key or forget to lock a door. I know I brought this fate upon myself. I know I've angered the royal family, the clergy, the knights, and considering all the harm, all the collateral damage I have caused, when the king takes out his frustration for me on the commoners, harsher rulers, even higher taxes, even more starving children, I probably deserve it. But I just need more time to make it all worth it. And if I can't be afforded this time, then I at least need one more night. One night is all I take to get my affairs in order. I know you got a heart somewhere beneath that dark robe. I know that you've gotten yet become ruthless enough to turn a blind eye to a humble request. And isn't it true that everyone should be granted a final wish? Please, there's someone I need to see one last time. The person is one of the utmost importance to me. My beloved little raven. My partner. Is it really too much to ask for one last conversation? Look, I have this ring on me. It's rather plain, not really worth as much as even a single gem that honors the king, but it holds sentimental value, and I hoped that this will be enough. Last night, my love was supposed to become mine forever. Only I never had the chance to ask. I was dragged away right in front of my heartbroken eyes of the person I cannot stand to see in misery. The night never gave me the chance to say my goodbyes. So, please, I beg of you, let me see my beloved again for one more night. You can lead me there in cuff and drag me back by my hair if you need to. Just please consider it. My poor Raven deserves to get closure, to know what will happen to me. I don't want the last remaining memory of me to be the moment I was captured. Give me one night. I promise I will not cause trouble. Just please. Please. I can see your turn. If you can do it for an outlaw like me, at least do it for my innocent beloved. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you so much. You won't regret this. I will repay your favor tenfold. What are you waiting for? Turn the key already. I promise I'm no danger to you. Besides, my hands are still tied behind my back. I couldn't hurt you if I wanted to. Look, you're the one holding the blade after all. I'll gladly let you take the blade. After all, I wouldn't want to overly strain your good graces. I'm grateful. I won't need to spend all my remaining time behind bars. Will you take me to the inn? We shall find my Raven there. What a dense little thing you are. These little pathetic handcuffs are no match for me. My hands were unbounded at any time during our conversation, and you didn't even notice. Well, my dear, I'm afraid I'm in charge now. I cannot be contained. I escaped dungeon like their child's play. Even without you, escaping that rotten cell will never be easy, but try to find a way to crack your stoic demeanor was way too enticing. You should have been more cautious when dealing with a criminal. After how little reaction you showed to my advances, I didn't think a made-up sub-story would bear fruit, yet it worked wonderfully. Is there a hopeless romantic hidden behind all this cloth? Stop struggling. It's no use. I won't let go of you this easily. After all, you did cost me quite a lot of patience. Now, let's see what's beneath this mask. I can't wait to see the look of defeat on your face. This is gonna be a treat. Raven!